Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Saturday. Okay, so I've been sitting out here for like 15 minutes because it is so humid outside today that the camera keeps on fogging up. So if it fogs up, I will clean it up every couple minutes or whatever, but my glasses just got, I can already see the camera kind of fogging up a little bit. I tried to wait until it wouldn't fog up anymore. I didn't know it was that humid out. Can you guys see it? Can you see it fogging up? Anyway, I honestly didn't know it was that humid outside today. It just it got really, really humid in probably like the last hour or two. I came out here earlier today and was like doing my prayers and meditations and stuff. Hold on, let me clean off the camera really quick. Okay, so I came out here earlier today to do my prayers and meditations and stuff. And then after that, I was like checking my social media and stuff. And Marissa, hey Marissa, how are you? Reached out to me and she said, we're supposed to get some really, really bad storms coming like your way. And I had known that we were supposed to get rain this weekend, but I didn't know we were supposed to get real like bad storms, you know? And so anyway, I went inside and I was like, I was going to film a couple videos, and I was like, you know what, I think Alex is at his bridal shower, he's going to be home here in just a little bit. I was like, I think I'm just going to film my vlog, and then, and it was actually pretty outside earlier. It was like, kind of like partly cloudy, but sunny, and I was like, I think I'm going to film my vlog early, and then I might like run down to the pool for a swim or something, and then come back, and he'll be home by then, and we can watch some TV and some movies and whatever. I think I'm going to order some food tonight. I'm not sure if I want Piata or Cheesecake Factory. I'm not really sure what I want, or maybe noodles. I haven't had Noodles and Company in forever. Well, I haven't had any of it in forever. But I'm also thinking of Puccini's Pizza. Sounds really, really good. And I know that Alex will be like, well, so the bridal shower today was at this restaurant that we love called the Italian House in Westfield. So I'm sure he's been eating all kinds of Italian food. But if I say, I'm gonna order Puccini's tonight, do you want anything? He'll be like, yes, please. I'll have a large cheese pizza with extra pizza sauce. So anyway, I went inside and I was like, okay, I'm just going to, I like was making the bed and I was like brushing my teeth and washing my face and stuff. And so I was in the bathroom and I was like, I'm gonna, like brushing my teeth and I was like, I'm gonna, just like film like a drama video. And then I wanted to do this reaction to, because I finished that TV show last night. Now I can't remember what it was called. Anyway, Untamed. I finished that Untamed last night. So I wanted to do a reaction to that. The birds are going crazy on my new bird feeder. It's like, when I came out here earlier, there was like 4 birds on it. They're loving the new bird feeder. The one that I was not so sure about. Anyway, so I was standing in the bathroom and I was like brushing my teeth. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to do this drama video. And then I'm going to do this reaction to this TV video. And then all of a sudden, I just heard this like, and I had read like, and I said, oh, when are they supposed to come or something like that. I didn't even check if she responded. So anyway, and all of a sudden I'm standing in the bathroom and it's like crashing thunder. And I'm like, what is going on? And then it just downpoured out here for like, I don't know, probably like 20 or 30 minutes. Before that, it wasn't like real humid. It wasn't super hot. It didn't feel super hot or anything like that. It just felt kind of like a normal, you know, summer early afternoon. So anyway, I didn't really think much about it. Well, I didn't think much about like the weather, except for like it was thunderstormy. I love it, so spooky. So anyway, I'm standing in the bathroom and I'm like, okay, so she's probably right. Storms are coming to Indianapolis. If I'm gonna film my vlog, I should probably film my vlog now. So, but then I got distracted because my main project this weekend is redoing like my whole closet. Well, not redoing my whole closet, but I'm going through my closet right now because, well, we'll get to that in just a second. But anyway, I'm going through everything right now in my closet, literally fits perfectly, or it's way too big or way too small. So I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? So anyway, and I'm not really wanting to buy any more clothes because I have clothes that from years ago that, you know, like, anyway, so I don't want to buy a lot of new clothes, and I'm like, so I'm trying to go through and see what fits, and I'm also trying to move my fall and winter clothes to the basement, because we still have till about October where I can wear like shorts and t-shirts and like keep my hoodies up there, but just like my like corduroy pants and my sweater, big heavy sweaters and stuff, move those to the basement. So I was doing that, and then the thunder got really, really loud again, and I was like, if you're going to film this vlog, you need to go outside and film this vlog. So I came downstairs, made my coffee. This is my first coffee of the day. Made my coffee. So delicious. And I brought, like, I came out here and I put my coffee out here. So I kind of, like, get ready for the vlog in phases. I brought my coffee out here, I brought my phone out here, and my glasses in. When I stepped outside, well, the first thing I noticed was that Steve the squirrel. We're going to have to see how far the rain comes up. It's kind of like going to the side, so it may not come up here. It may go, it may miss the porch. It missed the porch earlier. If it starts raining on the front porch, I'm going to have to move. I'm going to have to move inside. Don't you just love a summer rain? I love a summer rain. Just sounds so pretty. The birds are still eating in the bird feeders under the tree, under the awning of the tree. But anyway, so the first thing I noticed when I came out here was that Steve the squirrel was eating underneath the tree. And he, like, looked over at me. He was like, hi, Dad. No, he wasn't like that. He was just, like, eating something on the tree. He did look over at me, though. And I have pictures of the raccoons from raccoon from last night. I think it's a she. I need to name her. What should I name her? It's got to be an R name, because it's like Steve the squirrel. You know, it has to go with, like, an R name. So, should we call her Rita the raccoon? I'm thinking maybe Rita the raccoon. What do you think? Anyway. She's real sweet, actually. She's real sweet. She is not, I will tell you this, she is not bothered by me at all. I was talking on the phone to Nikki last night. Well, okay, we'll get to all this later. So anyway, so I saw Steve, and then I came out here, and I was like, damn, it is so hot and humid out here. But I really didn't think much about the camera, you know what I mean? The camera is always the last thing that I bring out. So I came out here, and I thought, I set the camera down, and I thought, well, if it's going to rain, I should probably go get the mail. So I went and got the mail. We had one thing. And doesn't that piss you off? When you go to the I still get so excited about the mailbox. And it's always just like junk, like coupons, newspaper fillers and stuff like that. Or it's like it was a bill. And I was like, what is this? So anyway, so I took that inside and I came back out here and I looked down at my glasses and my glasses were completely fogged over. And I was like, oh, the camera's gonna be foggy. So I turned on the camera, and it was like, instantly, it just fogged up. So I cleaned it off, and I thought, okay, well, maybe it'll just, like, go away real quick. When I'm on, like, vacation, like, when I do, like, in Mexico, when it gets really, really humid there, it takes, like, 15 or 20 minutes, usually, for it to clear up where it's like this, where you can see me. Here, when it's humid, it seems to clear up pretty quickly, like on the camera seems to clear up pretty quickly. So I cleaned it off and I sat back and I was just kind of sitting here and I thought, I looked back over at it, I'm like this, right? And it's just getting foggier and foggier. So my grandma taught me, my grandma that went to prison, she used to say, I can remember, like, she had this galley kitchen, and I would stand in this galley kitchen, and I can remember she would always be, like, cooking over the stove. I so associate what she would say with her cooking on the stove, like, literally boiling water, even though she wasn't. But I can remember, like, on a Sunday, when, like, my mom would come to pick me up, because I would stay at my grandma's house on weekends sometimes. This was when I was younger. I also stayed with her, like, well, I stayed with my grandma a lot when I was growing up. So anyway, I can remember being, like, asking my grandma, like, when's mom coming, when's mom coming? So, my grandma's, like, her windows in her bedroom and her living room and, like, her sliding glass door, where she had this little card table, well, not card table, it was, like, this little round, like, dinette set. It looked out over this, like, long, grassy knoll. So my grandma's apartment was called Knob in the Woods. I don't know how I remember that. Whenever I said it to Caroline, she's like, that's not what it was called. I was like, Caroline, 100% it was called Knob in the Woods. I think I've even looked it up on here before. So it's not called Knob in the Woods anymore. I don't know what it's called. I think one time in the vlog I looked it up or something. But anyway, so it looked over this, like, long, grassy, like, knoll, kind of like this, like, grassy, like, bank, to, like, the street that came in where, like, the cars would turn to come in. Does that make sense? Like, the only thing that was sitting at the end of this road was this apartment complex. And so if you were gonna, like, the road, if cars were gonna come down to turn in, you know what, I tried so hard today to come out here, do a time and temperature check, and just get into yesterday and today about what I did. And here I am telling stories about my grandma. Anyway, this is literally, like, I think sometimes people think it's, like, all for, like, you know, like, video. But this is how I am with, ask any of my friends. Tanya, I will literally be talking to somebody on the phone. Well, most of my friends are very similar to this. Like, Tanya, like, our thinking pattern is very similar. Nikki, our thinking pattern is very similar. But Melissa and I definitely, like, our thinking pattern is very similar. My sponsor and I, she and I are, like, 50 different topics at the same time. Mel and I are very similar. Valerie and I I actually aren't that similar, but she's a good listener. Valerie's a good listener, so she always kind of like listens. But anyway, all my friends kind of like, we kind of like all like, but every once in a while I'll be like talking to somebody on the phone and they'll just start laughing. And I'm like, what are you laughing at? And they're like, just the fact that like you were talking about this movie you were watching and all of a sudden you're talking about this childhood memory from 3rd grade. And it's so how my mind works. So, you know, I really try so hard to like get on track. You know, for years and years and years, like people in my videos will be like, and I'm not dogging anybody for this, but like people are like, you need to be medicated for that and blah, 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 blah. You know, in some way it works for me. I don't really know how to explain it. It just works for me. It just really does. Oh my God, it actually feels really good. It's like raining on my one, well I have my legs crossed, so it's raining on my one foot. By the way, today's Birkenstocks of choice are my newest ones. Olive green. I'm not sure if I love them yet or not, but I know I didn't match them with the shirt. I kind of like matchy-matchy stuff. Alex doesn't. I think it's kind of cute, but ooh, it's getting up here. It's getting up on the front porch. Come on, blow the other way. Somebody asked me the other day, I think on the vlog, they said, when I walk, because I get hot, they suggested I get a neck fan, which I've thought about. I thought about getting a neck fan and the weighted vest like Laura has, but that's like a lot for a walk. But because of, if you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, you're about to fall out, okay? Because of Angela Oakley, Charles Oakley's wife, on Real Housewives of Atlanta, I did buy a fan. No, I did. I did buy a handheld fan. So if I get hot, I can just do this. But I'm going to blow the rain away. Yet again, another story. I think it would be hilarious if you had to like take, because you know like I take notes on Sister Wives, and like I take notes on like 1,000-pound, you know, roomies and 1,000-pound sisters and stuff, and when I'm taking notes, I'll like watch the episode, and then it's like, I have like the little dots, you know, on like the notes app, and so I'll put in there like, Amy said this, or Amanda said that on like 1,000-pound sisters. I cannot, I would die if somebody had to take notes on one of my videos, my vlogs, and be like, Peter was talking about his grandma, but then it segued in to him and all of his friends. So I can't even imagine having to take notes on that. That would be so hilarious. If anybody does, I feel bad for you. But anyway, that would be kind of fun to see. I would kind of like to see that, though, in all honesty. It might help me understand how my mind works a little bit. It is really, really rainy right now. Let me show you guys this. Isn't it so pretty, though? Just look at the rain hitting the pavement out there on the street. I think I got my love for summer rains from my mom. My mom always loved a good summer rain. Do you know what's crazy though? Is like my mom would say, let's go out in the rain and let's dance in the rain. And she always wanted to like wash her hair in the rain. Have you ever done that? We used to do that when I was a kid. No, truly we did. And don't call me Truly Brown. Oh, did it just go out of focus? I remember when I was, because I specifically remember this. We used to use that Aussie hair salad shampoo and conditioner. Do you remember that? I can smell it. But it reminds me of the rain. So anyway, it's kind of going to the side now. It's not coming up here so much. I'm wondering now if you guys can even hear me, or if the rain is so loud. That would really upset me if I vlogged for like an hour and you guys couldn't hear any of it because the rain was so hard. It just really picked up, even from when I showed you. But anyway, what was I saying? I think that's when my friends laugh, is when I say, what was I saying? My mom would always say, let's go dancing in the rain, or let's go, she loved to like wash her hair, and like, she'd go out there and wash her hair in like the driveway, you know? I remember we'd stand, I can see the drain pipe from next to the driveway, and we would like wash her hair out there. And then we run around in the rain in the driveway. Our neighbors probably thought we were straight up crazy. Grey Gardens all the way. My mom and I were probably like Grey Gardens and we didn't even know it. But anyway, I can't. Like, it feels good And maybe if I had like my swimsuit on or something, I think we did put our swimsuits on. If I had my swimsuit on or something like that, and I wasn't vlogging, I might like run out in the rain and whatever. I think I need to do that this summer. I need to do that like one day this summer, just like, I do. I need to like run out in the rain and wash my hair in the driveway like my mom did, my mom and I did as a kid. I need to do that one day this summer. Anyway, I haven't done that in forever. I haven't done any, that's crazy. I talk about it all the time. I haven't done that. So anyway, my grandma's house, I would stand there like on the other side of where she and her friends would play bridge. She played honeymoon bridge a lot too with her friends. But anyway, I would stand on the other side of that table. It's so weird, like in my head I can kind of see myself standing there, but how do you see yourself standing there when it was you standing there, you know? But I would stand there, and my grandma would be like, so it was like window, dining room table. I mean, my grandma's apartment was real small. And then it was like galley kitchen. But the galley kitchen wasn't really like a, well, did it go all the way through to the door or not? Or did you have to go around to the door? I can't remember. But it was just like this little galley kitchen. And so I can remember she'd be in there and at the stove. My grandma was real short. She was like, I think my mom said she was like 4'10". My grandma, she was like 5 foot, but then she shrunk to like 4'10". And my mom would always say, you need to drink your milk, because grandma had osteoporosis and she started like, her back started hunching and she started shrinking as she got older. And if you don't drink your milk, you'll get osteoporosis. My mom would say that. I mean, literally, from like, that's like one of my youngest memories. Isn't that weird when you think about some of your like ongoing youngest memories? Like I always, from childhood all the way into adulthood. Like when we would go out to dinner, my mom would say, don't you think you should have a glass of milk? You know about grandma, right? And I'd be like, Mom, just like some of those things that, you know. Anyway. So, I can just, my grandma would always be there, and I feel like my grandma, like, perpetually was in, like, she always wore, like, this nightgown and, like, this, like, robe over it. And my grandma never wore dresses, too. That's the other than the nightgown. She always wore, and they were, like, these sleeveless nightgowns. And she always had my grandma got her hair, like, my grandma went to the beauty shop, like, once a week and got, like, a roller set and got her nails done. My grandma had, like, the most perfect nails in the entire world. They were, like, perfectly done. Caroline and I still talk about it. They were like perfectly done, and she always had them like bright red. And then she had like, so the legend is, or the rumor, that when my mom's dad died, which was when my mom was 4, I don't know how old my grandma would have been. I can do the math, but I don't know. That like the day that my grandpa died, so my mom was 4 when my grandpa died. The day that my grandpa died, my grandma's hair turned white. I don't know if there's any truth to that. I do know that we, like everybody in my mom's side of the family, we all went like prematurely white. So I don't know about that. But anyway, I do need to go wash my hair, don't I? Tracy, that's a hair down. I kind of look like I got the Kate Gosselin going on a little bit, don't I? What happened to her? She's still around? Anyway, how many kids she got now? 60? But anyway, that was one show I never got into. I could never get into that show. But you know what show I did love? Was those people that owned that pumpkin patch. I just saw some drama come up about them the other day. See, this does really truly feel like I'm just talking to a friend. Don't call me Trula Brown. Talking to a friend of the phone. This is exactly how my phone calls are. There's a lot of back and forth that goes on. It's not just me talking. But anyway, the roll-offs or whatever. Oh, they got so bitter towards the end, didn't they? Tanya and I, oh my God, we were obsessed with that show. We wanted to go to that pumpkin patch and everything, but I saw something happen, something real sad that happened. I saw it come up in the Facebook the other day. Yeah, but that, John and Kate plus 8 or whatever they were, I could never get into that show either. I feel like I have the setting on the wrong setting. I feel like maybe when I put the camera down, I can't touch it, because if I do, because doesn't it feel like it's brighter? Now I want to look and see. Hold on a second. Don't look too close. Okay. No, it's on the same setting. It seems really bright today for some reason. But anyway, I would sit there in this door. I know y'all are like, you're like, Peter's going to tell this story about his grandma and this whatever lesson of life she told him, and then he's going to forget the ending of it, because that's what I do every single time. Was it Chloe, I think, yesterday that reminded me of the, I never finished the dough crust, or whoever it was that reminded me of that. I think it was Chloe. Thank you, Chloe, for that. Because I never finished my stories. We're going to finish the story. Okay. What was the story? I'm joking. So the story was my grandma would be like cooking in the kitchen. Probably like smoking a cigarette while she was frying up some bacon. But I always just see her boiling water. And this is the reason why. Because I would stand outside that door, okay? I mean, now you gotta remember, this is like 2 days as a little kid at my grandma's house, okay? Playing cards, Lawrence Welk. I mean, she put me through it on the weekends. Caroline didn't have to stay there as much. Well, because my mom was single is probably why. So when my mom wanted to go out and stuff like that, I probably wouldn't stay at my grandma's house. Anyway. But I feel like I stayed there when my mom and dad were together, too. I don't know if y'all know this or if I talked about this, but my dad and my grandma were really, not his mom. His mom and he were really close, too. So my dad's mom died at 93. My mom's mom died at 67. My mom passed away at 64. My Aunt Kathy died at 81. So maybe, I don't know. Everybody on my mom's side has passed real young, except for my aunt. I actually said to my aunt a couple years before she passed away, I said, do you ever think about, like, how it's kind of weird that you, like, outlived your, like, everybody? I mean, she literally outlived my Aunt Kathy, everybody on her side of the family. And in all honesty, was probably one, I mean, other than my grandma smoking, was probably one of the unhealthiest people. But anyway, my dad's side of the family, like, my dad's sister, my aunt, it's not his oldest sister, but his oldest sister's still alive. Well, he's got 2 sisters. So it's my dad and 2 sisters that are still alive. His brother, that was the oldest, passed away. His oldest sister passed away. My dad's brother died at 95. My dad's sister died at 96. My other 2 aunts, my dad's going to be, it's coming up on me now. My dad's going to be 85 this year on my anniversary. My dad's birthday and my anniversary are the same. My dad's aunts are like, they're like 92 and 93. My dad's side of the family lives forever. My grandfather, my dad's dad, died of like a massive heart attack and had heart issues and didn't eat healthy. He wasn't like, I don't ever remember him. My dad always talks about, you know, my dad and my stepmom are like super like health conscious and stuff like that. My dad always talks about like like you need to, like, you know, like about the weight and what I eat and things like that. He's like, you know, your grandpa was like overweight and like heart issues run in our family and things like that. You gotta be really careful with that. But I don't remember my grandpa being like, I mean, it wasn't like he was going to be on a, you know, like a TV show like My 1,000-Pound Life or something like that. I don't remember him being heavy like that at all. I mean, do I think that he was, like my mom's dad was thin. Like he was tall and really thin. But I don't remember. And it's interesting because a lot of people say that I, like, not physically, but that I look like my mom's dad in the face. Like, if I showed you guys pictures, I have pictures, I should show you guys pictures sometime, that I look like my mom's dad. Especially because he played tennis in high school, and so people be like, oh, you look like, when I show pictures, they'll be like, oh my god, you look like your grandfather when you were younger. I think when I was younger I do, but when I posted a picture not too long ago of me and my dad, I think it was on Instagram, and people are like, you and your dad look identical. I look identical to my dad. From here up, it's kind of my mom a little bit, but like, my dad and I, like, I mean, we're literally carbon copies. I can't believe this rain is lasting so long. It's real pretty. It's real pretty. So anyway, Alex said that after the bridal shower that they might, like, let the family go home. And then, like, the girlfriends might go and have a glass of wine or something. I'm like, take your time. I'm gonna walk. I was gonna walk. That was gonna be what I was gonna do too. I was gonna walk. Now it's really coming up here. Come on now. Trying to sit here in the rain and just get soaked and vlog. A soaking wet vlog. I just don't want my phone to get wet. It's the only thing. I'm trying to like put stuff around it so the phone doesn't get wet. I don't care about my glasses. Okay, so what was I telling? No, I know. I'm telling the story about my grandma. This is the longest story ever, isn't it? Okay. So, I would stand... My grandma always had a Salem light in her hand. Caroline, to this day, says that our grandma's apartment smelled like juicy fruit gum, coffee, and Salem lights, and Zippo lighters. That's what Caroline thinks that our grandma's apartment smelled like. I think it did. But anyway, so, I would stand there in the window. My dad used to do this thing where he'd go window, pendo, sendo. And so I would stand there, and he told me that when he was a little kid, he would wait for his brothers and sisters to come home from school. When I was real little, he told me this. And so he would tap on the window, and he would go, window, pendo, sendo. I don't know where that comes from. So anyway, so I would tap on the window thinking of my dad, and I would just stand there in the window for like an hour. I'd had it. I was ready to go home from Grandma's. I didn't want to be at Grandma's no more. I wanted to be at home. I wanted to be at home, you know. I didn't want to be at Grandma's no more. I love my grandma and her chicken pot pies and stuff like that. Caroline got loose meat sandwiches. We think that's so weird. Like, we think that is so weird in retrospect. Like, Caroline swears Grandma never made her a chicken pot pie in her life. My grandma always made me chicken pot pies. I mean, I don't know if it's because she thought that that was our favorite. Woo! All right, baby. That reminds me of Poltergeist. When you learn to count, you know, in your head. If you grew up with Poltergeist, you know what I'm talking about, because you could never figure it out. You'd be like, 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000. You know what I'm talking about? Okay, that's how close the storm is. The storm's real close. Obviously, I'm getting soaked and wet. But anyway, here, I'll show you the table and everything. Look. The table you're sitting at. Baby, she is soaked. Look at her. Look, it's coming up. It's trying to get me and everything. Look at this. Anyway, I feel like it's kind of dying down a little bit. We're almost at the halfway mark, and we still haven't got to the point of the story yet. The point of the story, that should be my thumbnail, but I'll never remember where I put that. Listen. I can never remember where I do thumbnails. I was like, is somebody walking down the street? Anyway, I feel so good today, I just have to say. I feel really, really good. I didn't wake up with much anxiety today. I got a good night's sleep. I feel very rested. I feel very good today. So, that's probably why I'm like, ah. When I feel good, I'm kind of like even more all over the place than I usually am. Oh, it's just got so windy outside. So anyway, my grandma, okay. So Caroline and I think it's so weird that Caroline always got loose meat sandwiches. Ugh, gag-a-maggot. I don't think I've ever in my life had a loose meat sandwich. Ever. Caroline loves them to this day, and you know why? Because our grandma used to make them for her. Well, my grandma I don't ever remember her serving me a loose meat sandwich. I don't even know what a loose meat sandwich looks. I don't even know. I don't even want to imagine it. I always think of, when I think of loose meat sandwiches, I think of like, remember when Roseanne, on the Roseanne show, they opened the lunchbox, that restaurant, and they had some kind of loose meat sandwich. That's what I think. I think of like Sloppy Joe's. It's like a loose meat sandwich, kind of like a Sloppy Joe, but different. I feel like it's on more of like a baguette kind of thing. Caroline loves Sloppy Joes, too. I was talking to Nikki the other night, and she said something about cooking just the idea of a sloppy. My mother loved Sloppy Joes. I mean, I think we had them like 2 times a week. She loved Sloppy Joes with onions and everything in them. Oh, my God. I can remember... Do you know, like, when you eat a food so much, you just cannot do it anymore? I mean, obviously, I'm a vegetarian now, so I wouldn't eat a Sloppy Joe. I bet you anything, if I Google searched it, though, there is like some vegan, vegetarian Sloppy Joe recipe. But anyway, this vlog has no point today. I was going to tell everything that I did in the last 24 hours, which was really nothing. But anyway, which was really nothing. But, no, I did do a lot. Well, kind of. But anyway, do you know, like, when you eat a food, like, forever and you just can't do it anymore? Like, when I worked in treatment, there was a couple places that we would go to. Like, we went to Subway so much. Have I told you guys the story? Okay. We went to Subway so much. So, we like were co-counselors when I worked in treatment. So, I always had a partner. And so we would go out for lunch. Like, you know, like, after group was done, we would go out to lunch. Well, every partner I ever had when I worked in treatment was a woman. And so, I got to meet them when they were dating. Not when they were dating their boyfriends. Then I got to go to their weddings. And then I got to go through multiple pregnancies with them and things like that. It was actually real fun. And people would always refer to me as like their work husband, you know. And so anyway, this one girl, I worked with her. I mean, we're still friends today. I worked with her forever. I'll never forget. You know, like, well, I don't know, because I've never, obviously, you know, I don't have an experienced pregnancy, but I'm sure some of you guys know out there, like, all of a sudden, like, a certain smell you just can't do anymore. That's how she explained it to me, at least. She craves Subway, like, was it Subway or was it Einstein Bagels? Well, because we would do Einstein Bagels, like, all the time. Subway, all the time. O'Charlie's. If we ever went for, a team meeting somewhere, we always went to O'Charlie's for the rolls. We loved the rolls at O'Charlie's. And this was before I was a vegetarian. So, I would get the chicken finger salad. Y'all know what I'm talking about? If you've never been to O'Charlie's in your life, they're fantastic, first of all. And they're cheap. Okay, but O'Charlie's, They have a salad. I'm sure I mean, this was 25 years ago that we were probably going out to lunch doing that. But we would go to O'Charlie's, a table of 10 of us. Oh, well, there's another place we used to go to, which I think is only in Indiana. The camera stopped. I did not. I knew I was close to 30 minutes, but I didn't think I was that close. So anyway, but we would go to O'Charlie's, and I remember my supervisor, she was always the one that would organize it. We would go like on a Friday or something like that before like a holiday or whatever. And I remember she would always go because she wanted to get the salad that was called like the black and blue, I think is what it was called. And it was literally like a salad with like, is that like a, I think that's kind of like a common name for a salad, right? Like a black and blue. It's like where steak is cut up into it. So she loved that there. Well, the one I liked was called something like the Southern Fried Chicken Salad or something like that. And it had like honey mustard dressing. Oh, it was so good. If I was not a vegetarian, I would order one of those up right now. And with the rolls. Oh my God, maybe I should get O'Charlie's tonight. Does O'Charlie's even exist anymore? I don't even know. The dinner rolls at O'Charlie's with the butter is like unbelievable. But this salad was like a huge bowl of like the best, you know, like when you go to a restaurant and like, I'm not talking about no fancy restaurant like Javier's in Las Vegas, or I'm not talking about like, you know, Catch LA. I'm not talking about fancy restaurants. I'm talking about just like Applebee's kind of restaurants or Cheesecake Factory. You know when you go and like a salad, like I was just telling Tanya Jean this the other night. I was like, girl, what you need to do is you need to go to Trader Joe's, because those salads at Trader Joe's, like they hold up. I think they're better than like the Cafe Patache salads. No, in all honesty, I do. And they're like $3.99 at Trader Joe's. Tanya wasn't convinced. And I said, Tanya, you eat meat. They've got Waldorf salads there with apples and chicken. They've got chicken salad there. They've got Caesar salads. They've got all kinds of stuff with chicken in it. I mean, if I ate meat, there's like 20 salads I could get from Trader Joe's. But anyway, so we still have not finished the grandma story. This is cracking me up so much. I should probably carry the grandma story through the whole vlog. I'm not going to do that to you. But we would go to O'Charlie's, and I would get this Southern Fried Chicken Salad. I think that's what it was called. And it was, I mean, you know like when you go to like a restaurant and it's like the right amount of dressing, which is soaking usually for me. And then like the lettuce is cut up perfectly. It was that. And it was not like anything fancy. I mean, it was iceberg lettuce. I mean, it was, what do you call it? The honey mustard. I used to love honey mustard dressing. I still do. But anyway, I mean, it was just like little, you know, carrot bits and things like that. But then in it were chicken fingers cut up. Oh my God, it was so good with these big croutons and the rolls. And baby, we thought that was back in the day when you thought if you were eating a salad, you were eating healthy. You know, until they started coming out and saying that, well, salads sometimes aren't as healthy as cheeseburgers. That ruined it for me. Little did I know I'd be pouring on dressing, you know. Little did I know I'd be eating these salads that were probably 4,000 calories. I thought they were like real healthy and stuff like that, you know what I mean? The other place we went, I can move my phone and stuff back now. The other place we went, I have to tell you about this. If you watch Real Housewives of Atlanta, the reason I bought this is because Angela Oakley, she carries one of these fans with her all the time because she gets hot, right? She had a glitter one for the reunion. So when I saw it, I told my husband, because I get hot, like, you know, I was like, can you hear it? I was like, baby, I gotta have one of these fans. I ordered two. I sure did. I was like, I'm getting one for Tanya Jean too. We were gonna go around with these fans. It doesn't really do a whole lot. Like, I don't know that it would really, like, cool me down. I mean, it's kind of a nice feeling, but I feel like it's a lot of work. Why does that crack me up so much? I also kind of feel like it doubles as a microphone. I will survive. As long as I know how to love, I know I will survive. I don't know the words. Anyway. What was I saying? Okay. Oh, the other place that we used to go for lunch. Oh my God. I'm like in my head, like, okay, so we were all on the bigger side. We just were. We like to eat. Except for this one gal, okay, that was on our team. Well, a couple people, like, lost weight over time. But this one gal was, like, super skinny just by nature, right? This one time, where we worked, it was when, do you guys remember that TV show, The Biggest Loser? Is it even still around? That was real famous. And so they did this Biggest Loser, like, this Biggest Loser contest. I forgot all about this. They did this Biggest Loser contest when we were working in treatment. And so, like, whoever, like, whatever, it was like a team of, like, you had to have 4 people in it, like, a coach, right? Whoever lost, like, the most people, or lost the most weight, like, I can't remember, we got some huge bonus or something like that. So it was me, okay, and, like, it was this other guy that was, like, on the side of football coach. He was, like, I mean, we were, like, I mean, I wasn't, like, he was muscular, but, like, heavier, too. And then these 2 gals that wanted to do it, okay? And we're like, listen, I'm just telling the truth on how the story went. We were like, we got more weight than all these other teams in this hospital. So the chance of us losing more weight is better, right? So we're sitting around one day. We don't know who to get to for a coach. So this skinny gal, I'm still friends with her today, too. I'm going to have to reach out to her and tell her about it. I'm going to be like, do you remember when we did The Biggest Loser? She would come up with, like, she wanted us to be doing exercises at work, and, like, she wanted us to, like, journal. We were like, no, baby, we just want the bonus, okay? If we each lose, I think we figured it out, like, if we each lose 10 pounds, well, we can beat the whole hospital kind of thing, right? She was so mean to us. I mean, I love her, but she was so mean to us during this Biggest Loser thing. Oh my God, we got laughing so hard every day about it. We'd be like, oh, here she comes. And she'd be laughing down the hallway and stuff like that. But anyway, woo! If you have never been to a Pizza King buffet in your life, you have not lived. I think they might have closed down in Indiana, but a Pizza King buffet, first of all, is like, it's the cheapest, nastiest, most unbelievably good pizza you've ever had in your entire life. Okay, imagine, like, you know those little square Totino's pizzas that used to be round, but now they're square? Why? I don't know. But do you remember those Totino's pizzas? I love those Totino's. They still make them. 10 for $1 at the grocery store. Okay, imagine those, but, like, cookie sheet size, okay? Every different kind, like, vegetable, sausage, and it's that real little sausage that almost looks like hamburger, you know? But, like, 6 of them in a row, underneath heat lamps, with pasta salad, breadsticks, cheese, mozzarella sauce, or whatever the pizza sauce. Oh, and there was, like, pizza bake. I forgot about pizza bake. And, like, Alfredo, like, you could have, like, oh my God, we would go there. And we would always do it at the end of the day because we're so sick and we were done. And pizza, like, Pizza King buffet was like $4.99 as much as you could eat. No, true story, it was. I should look at, I don't want to look up anything today, but anyway. Oh, the birds are coming back. So we love the Pizza King buffet. But loose meat sandwiches, I don't think I've ever had one in my entire life. But I would stand in that doorway waiting for my mom, and so I would watch the road at the end of the grassy, like, lawn, and I would just wait, every car that passed by. My mom drove at the time she drove it forever, this silver Nissan Maxima. And it was real boxy, if you know what I'm talking about. So I was like, I would just look for it, and just look for it, and look for it. And my grandma would stand in the kitchen, or Salem White, and she'd be like, a watch pot never boils. She'd just say that, like, every 5 minutes. A watch pot never, and I just, like, glance over my grandma. I'd, like, look out there, and I'd tap the window. Don't you think that's kind of a sad image of me just tapping the window? I mean, not because I, like, didn't like my grandma. I love my grandma. 2 days was enough with grandma, okay? And every time I tap that window, she'd go, a watch pot never boils. Caroline and I have never really talked about the words of wisdom of our grandma. I wonder what words of wisdom she got. She got loose meat sandwiches. I got chicken pot pies, thank God. My grandma could cook like nobody's business. Well, she did all Christmases, Thanksgiving. Anyway, that was the story. A watch pot never boils. I know, you waited all that time for that. Aren't you glad? Aren't you round like a donut? Woo. Y'all want to know about my life for the last 24 hours? Okay, let me tell you about my life. I am a little sore today. I feel great. Mentally and emotionally, I feel great today. Physically, I woke up feeling a little sore, and this is why. It was very humid again last night when I walked, but I pushed myself. I walked for an hour and 33 minutes. We're inching towards the 2 hours, okay? I could have done 2 hours last night. I just was like, enough is enough. So, I got home. Well, okay, so when I got done with my vlog, Alex was over at his girlfriend's house, okay? That, like, lives... Did I tell you that our dinner got canceled? I told you that, didn't I? That she got sick, so that was earlier in the day, so I probably shared that yesterday in the vlog. So our dinner got canceled, so he stayed over there a little bit later. So when I got done vlogging yesterday, I texted him and I said, hey, I'm gonna take a walk here in a little bit. And he was like, okay, he's like, I am so tired. He's like, I'm gonna come home and I'm gonna lay down. And I was like, are you gonna sleep for the night? He's like, I don't know, I might. He was like, I'm really, really tired. I feel like this week is catching up with me. And I was like, if you wanna sleep for the night, I said, sleep through the night. I said, I'm gonna just watch shows and read anyway. I'm getting ready to take a walk. And he goes, well, why don't you walk over here? Now, I will say, they're not that far, okay? It's like, honest to God, like a 20-minute walk. And he's like, why don't you walk over here and then get in the pool and then I'll drive us back home. He's like, they've got food and stuff over here. I just did not feel like being around people. To be honest with you, I did not feel like being around people yesterday. And I texted him, and my husband understands, like, my social anxiety. When I'm like, and I texted him, I said, babe, I really appreciate it. I just want to be kind of, like, I'm not in the mood to be around a lot of people today. He's like, I get it. He's like, well, I'll be home in just a little bit. And I said, okay, take your time. I'm going on my walk. So I went on my walk yesterday. Well, now, here's the problem with the walk-in, okay? I don't love walking. I mean, I do actually like walking at night. I think I decided last night. I went to the pool last night, and there was somebody, and it was almost 10 o'clock, and there was somebody, I was like, oh, I guess I'm not the only one. There are a lot of people that walk later at night. It's so hot earlier. When I stepped out to go my walk yesterday, I mean, it was hot, and the sun was coming in and out, and it just was real hot. And I was listening to a Christmas book, because Nikki and I are reading the Christmas and July books, okay? So I walked for an hour and 33 minutes last night. I had a great walk. One of the things I've been doing lately when I walk, which I really love, try this, okay, if you're a walker. When I say this, people be like, it's not like it's a genius idea. No, it's not a genius idea, but I just don't do it, usually. I've been trying to do it more and more lately. So I have, like, routes. Like, if you're a walker or a runner, you'll know what I'm talking about. You have, like, routes you go on. You're like, I'm going to do this route, or I'm going to do that route, and whatever. And you kind of know how long it takes. Well, recently what I've been doing is, I'll go, like, down to the end of the street, and when I get down there, I'll be like, do I want to turn left, turn right, turn around? What do I want to do? And so I never really know where I'm going now. Last night, I took a route I had never taken before. It was real fun. So anyway, I was about 20 minutes into my walk, and Alex texted me and said he was home. And he was like, I'm going to lay down. And I said, okay, babe, lay down. And so I knew he was sleeping. So I was like, I'm going to keep on walking. So I walked for an hour and 33 minutes last night. And when I got back here, I had I think 24, 25 minutes. I think it was 24, that's why I remember 24. I remember numbers real weird, like specifically numbers. Like times, if I look at the clock, like what time I got up, I remember that, stuff like that. So anyway, the rain is still raining, but it's still raining, but it's died down a little bit. And the birds are on the bird feeder out here in the rain on my new bird feeder. So anyway, I came home and the fan was on, and it was like, he had turned down the air conditioner. It was real cool. It felt so nice in the house. So I went upstairs. The vlog had been uploading. So the vlog was like ready to go. And at this point, I can't remember what time I walked till. Anyway, I talked to Tanya forever last night on the phone. We talked for like 45 minutes. Because finally I was like, girl, I gotta get off the phone if I want to go to the pool before it closes, because I want to jump in the pool and whatever. And it was really a pretty evening last night. So I went upstairs and I was putting on my swimsuit, and Alex kind of rolled over and he was like, how was your walk? I was like, it was good. He's like, I'm so sorry. He's like, I'm sleeping. I'm so tired. I said, babe, if you want to sleep through the night, get your rest. Because I knew he had this like bridal shower today, and he was going to try to do this brunch too, but he canceled the brunch just to do this bridal shower. And I was like, just get your sleep. I said, I'm going to go to the pool. I'm going to come back. I'm going to take a shower, and then I'm probably going to take a nap for a little bit and then watch my shows. And he said, are you sure you don't? I said, no, I don't care at all. So I went down to the pool, sat in the shallow end. It was really, really nice last night. I sat up there for like a half an hour, came back, and I finished the book. So it's called Christmas Gifts, Christmas Presents. I finished it last night. I gave it 3 stars. It was never going to be a 5-star. I gave it 3 stars, but it solidly went back. It's a solid thriller. It went back and forth between a 3 and a 4 the whole time for me. I can't remember what her name is. So if you don't want to read a Christmas book in July, but you do want to read a Christmas thriller at Christmas time, I would recommend putting this on your list. I liked it that much. I mean, did I think it was one of the greatest books I've ever read? No. But did I think it was a solid thriller? Absolutely. And I really liked the characterization of it. hold on a second. By the way, I was 21 books ahead. Now I'm 20 books ahead. I've read 81 books out of my 112 this year so far. Okay. The book is called Christmas Presents. Hold on. Pulling it up. Christmas Presents by Lisa Unger. So, it's about these kids that, like, something happened to them when they were in high school. Now they're older. And then this, like, stripper goes missing. And there's a serial killer on the run. And it's all 5 days before Christmas. And a blizzard's about to hit. I'll be honest with you. I didn't feel like it was super, super Christmassy. Like, it didn't bother me to be reading it in July. Like, even as just a thrill. Like, if I wasn't doing Christmas in July, it didn't bother me to read it in July. I mean, they talk about snow, and there's, like, Christmas. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, but there's, like, well, the thriller has something to do with, I mean, it all took place around Christmas, so it has something to do with Christmas. So anyway, then I got done with that one. I started the new one, which is called You Better Watch Out. Now, this book is good. It is not what I expected at all. The only way I'm only like 30, 40 minutes into it. The only way I could compare it is to compare it to the movie Saw, the original Saw. That's all I'll say. And it's a Christmas book, and it's called You Better Watch Out. So I started that last night, then I went upstairs, took a shower, quick shower. Oh no, I went to the pool, then I went to the shower. I came out from the pool is when I finished the books and listened. Okay. Then I took a shower, then I laid down and I took a nap. And I was out. And I fell asleep solid, I don't even know, for like an hour, hour and a half. So I got up. I'd already, like, earlier in the evening. When did I ate my dinner? What was I watching while I ate my dinner? Bachelor in Paradise. Trying to catch up on Bachelor in Paradise. So, there's like this delivery truck, and it's like backing in and out of all these driveways, and it's like, I'm confusion. Anyway, so I got it from my nap. I had already trimmed the candles and stuff like that, so they were like ready to be lit and go. So I was like, okay, what am I going to watch? Well, I was like, I should watch an episode of Poker Face, whatever, and then get back to Untamed that I'd started the night before. I had 4 episodes left of Untamed. I was like, no, I'm going to binge right through Untamed. So I think it was like 12:30. I started Untamed, and I finished it last night. I thought it was fantastic. I thought Untamed was fantastic. Do I think it will be a show that I recommend 6 months from now? I would love to see a second season. It wasn't the greatest show I've ever seen. It's a good, solid thriller. It's not one that, to me, I'm going to be like, damn, you know what I mean? It was good. There were parts that were like that. First of all, I had parts of it figured out. I don't know why, like, I don't know if it's because I read so many thrillers and watch so many thrillers, but, like, there's kind of a common pattern. I kind of had it figured out, like, halfway through. Not entirely, but it was good. It was good. I will say this, if you liked Untamed, you would love Dark Winds if you haven't watched it. If you like or love Dark Winds, you would like Untamed. And it's not even just about, they talk about Indigenous women and things like that. It's not just about that. The feeling and the vibe gives me very much Dark Winds vibes. There's actually an actor in it who I believe is in Dark Winds as well. So anyway, I finished that at like 4:30, and then I watched an episode of Poker Face. Some of the episodes of Poker Face this season I love, and some of them I don't love. Which was the episode? It was about baseball. And this guy that was in it, I was like, how do I know him? I was like, I feel like this is like, there are very few, like, when I was growing up, like, when I was like, 18, 20. Well, I don't even know. But anyway, there are not a lot of, like, people that, like, I remember my age growing up. Like, actors-wise. And then I'm like, oh, like, what is this truck doing? That I thought were, like, good-looking at the time. Like, Dan Cortez, I thought was, good-looking at the time. And he was, like, MTV or whatever. And I kept on looking at this guy, and I kept on thinking about Dan Cortez, and I was like, how do I know this person? It was Simon Rex. Do you guys remember Simon Rex? His birthday, I think, is today, when I looked it up. His birthday is today. Happy birthday, Simon Rex. And happy birthday, Lena. And he's 51. He's 2 years younger than me. So I was like, he looks good. Simon Rex looks good for being, I mean, he looks good for 51. He's putting me to shame. So anyway, and Carol Kane was in it. And I love Carol Kane. It was about this baseball team. Oh, I didn't finish it. No, what? I watched another one first. I watched 1.5 episodes. What was the one before that I watched? It just started pouring down rain again. Anyway, I watched one before that, and then I watched half of that one. It's coming up on me. Yeah, I watched half of that one, and then I was like, you need to go to bed. So I went to bed, fell asleep, slept great, and now here I am vlogging. Aren't you glad that you waited around for my grandma's story? Because you know why? Oh my God, this guy just like peeled into our driveway to deliver something. We're getting some delivery, okay? So I will be back in two. I actually want to go inside and change the battery too. And I want to get something to like wipe this table off and stuff like that. So I will be back in two. Okay, I'm back. I feel so bad for this woman. She's literally pulling in every driveway. And so I was sitting here because I thought it was like maybe for us. And she like got out of her car. It's like slowed down a little bit. Well, it's been like 5 minutes now, but she's like running in it. I mean, I feel so bad for her. She's like soaking wet. And so she had this big package, and she was like, she said to me, she goes, are you, and she said the address, and I said, oh, no, that's her next door, so it was for Laura. And so then she like went through the yard, and then she like came back, and she was like, I'm so, she was like real cheerful about it. She's like, I'm soaking wet. I was like, I am so sorry. And then she like was like in her truck, and she like asked me, she said, is this, and I said, no, that's across the street. So anyway, but she literally is like, now she's left the neighborhood, but she's literally like stopped by every house in the neighborhood except for me. But I did go get paper towels, and I cleaned this off, and I cleaned my little table, so everything's so nice and clean and stuff like that. So anyway, last night watched Untamed, watched Poker Face, and then I went to bed. Oh, I know why. So I watched episode of Poker Face, and then I started watching that one. The reason I started watching that one was to blow out my candles. Because I like to blow out my candles and then know that they're like out and all that kind of stuff. So blew out my candles. And then they were out. They were out. And then, yeah. So once I got like 20 or 30 minutes into the show, then I went to bed. I just like to make sure the candles are, anyway. Fire issues. So earlier today, so like one of my big projects I want to do this weekend, like I told you guys, is I want to go through and like, so here's the deal with the clothes. Now that I've lost a little bit of weight, I still have clothes in my closet from when I was like way heavier. And they are just like, they don't fit at me at all. And I keep them in case I put weight back on. Last time I lost quite a bit of weight, I got rid of a lot of them. But then when I stopped the weight loss journey online, I gained a lot of weight back. And I had to buy some new things. So I was like, I'm real hesitant. So I think I'm just going to put it like in a box and save downstairs. I don't want to like, I yo-yo so much, I'm hoping not to this time. I'm trying to do everything right and not yo-yo, walk and lift weights and I'm trying not to. But, like, the weight loss is slow. It just is. I notice little changes in my body or little ways that things fit and whatever. But it's like, I'm still gutting, and so your body changes, okay? Like, the weight that I am now is not the weight that it looked like, it's just, your body doesn't look the same at 50 as it does at 30. It just does. No matter what you try to do to it, it doesn't look. And clothes don't fit the same way, no matter what people tell you and all that kind of stuff. So, like, I'm trying on these shirts, and I think part of it, too, is that I've been, like, lifting a lot. And so, I know it probably doesn't look like it, but, like, my shoulders are kind of built. So, like, in here, shirts that now will fit me, like button-up shirts, they're too tight in my shoulder. Or I still haven't lost weight. I don't know. So, like, I have all these, like, thrift store shirts. Some of them still have the tags on them, okay? From Broad Ripple Vintage, which is one of my favorite stores in forever that I haven't been to in forever. But I have all these Western shirts with pearl buttons. So I have, like, the last time I went through the closet, I was like, these are the ones that I'm going to keep. And so I kept a bunch of them. So I'm going through them thinking that now that I've lost a little bit of weight, that some of them will start to fit. Well, they don't. And this is the problem. I put them on, and they're either like 2XLs, and they just don't fit me at all, or they're like large or extra larges. And most of those Western shirts are cut, really like vintage cut, like thin. And I can't even get it like closed over my gut. So it's like, I gotta go through each shirt, and each, like I got some jackets up there and stuff. So I'm going through like each thing, trying to like clean that area out, because I've got hanging shirts down in the basement that I could bring up and put up there that I know do fit. That way, I want everything, again, in the closet, because I don't know why this is such a big deal to me, but, like, and maybe it's just being heavier, I don't know, that I, like, associate this with kind of, like, a sad thing. Well, first of all, I don't really wear that many variations of different clothes anyway. That being said, what you see on camera, I would not say is a fair depiction of how I dress. I think that's kind of weird that, like, I don't know that I've never really thought of it that way. I mean, it is a fair depiction, but it's not like how I dress when I go out in the world, how I dress every day, and things like that. Just to, like, even, like, you know, sit around the house or whatever. Like, I don't wear a hat if I'm not filming a video. Like, I don't wear a hat when I'm not filming a video. I mean, if I go out, like, with Caroline or during the day, casual, if I go out at night, like, if we go out to a dinner, I always do my hair. But, like, if we go out to a dinner or a family thing or whatever, I always wear, like, nice shirt, dress nice, whatever. Before videos, like, before I start filming my drama videos, do you guys remember, like, if you watch my hauls on my, my Peter Does Stuff channel? About a year ago, I bought this brand of t-shirts. They were very expensive, if you guys remember. Stupidly expensive. They were like, I don't even remember how much, like $80 or $100. I think they were like 100 and something for like 3 t-shirts. It was like a white, a gray, and a black. And maybe I don't know, but I have like 2 navy blue ones. I have like 2 white ones that I still don't wear those because white shows everything. And then 2 black ones. And then I have one that says Malibu, and I have one that says Based on a True Story. And they're from this brand called Hero Clark. They still don't fit me great, but they fit better than they did when I first got them. Those are the shirts that I usually wear to film my videos during the day. So by the end of the day, when I come out, here to vlog, that's usually the t-shirt that I have on. Is the t-shirt that I've been filming in all day long. I don't usually change. Like today, I just went in the closet and I grabbed this t-shirt. This green, remember this green polo t-shirt I used to wear back in the day? I've had this for years. So anyway, I just grabbed it. I was like, what's something comfy that I can throw on? So I put this t-shirt on. But those Hero Clark t-shirts, which I love, I probably wouldn't wear those out. I mean, they're like, here up, they look fine, but here down, no, baby, they gut me. And so I wouldn't wear those out in public. So I don't know that, like this is very much something that, like, if you saw me running around with Caroline or with Alex at brunch on Sunday, this is how you would see me. Like, a t-shirt and, like, this hat. But definitely not like one of those black, like, you know, those, or navy blue, like those Hero Clark t-shirts. I don't usually wear those. And if I go out to dinner somewhere nice, I always, you know, do my hair and whatever. So anyway, I'm trying to go through the closet because I want to know, like, there are some things that no matter if I lost 40 more pounds, I'm never going to fit into again. That I'm never going to be that size again. I'm just not. And so I need to go through that stuff and just be like, and I'll be honest with you, a lot of it is vintage clothing. And I'm like, really, like, I don't really want to get rid of it because I don't even know that it has any value to it. I have concert t-shirts that probably have some value to it, but in all honesty, not much. But I'm like, I mean, it's not like I bring out t-shirts and go, oh, you know, the Stevie Nicks. I mean, it's not like I do that. I'm not talking about vintage t-shirts I bought in the last 2 years. I'm talking about ones I've had for 30 years, okay? But like, a lot of this stuff, there's no way. I mean, it was like when I was a small medium. There's no way I'm ever going to fit into that stuff again. No matter how much weight I lose, I'm just not. But then I also have like tons of 2XL stuff, and 2XLs don't fit me anymore. I mean, up until probably, I mean, I lived in a 2XL for, I mean, probably the last 10 years, in all honesty. And I'm like between like an extra, I'm like a lower end XL to a large right now. And so I've got it, but everything fits so completely different. I have to go through everything and try it on. And I'm trying to like minimize my stuff. And then donate whatever doesn't, you know. So I'm trying to go through each thing. Did somebody just text me? I'm trying to go through. Oh, please tell me we didn't lose. Usually there's a bunch of sirens and stuff when we. Did we lose electricity? No, we still have Wi-Fi. I was like, please tell me we did not lose electricity from these storms. That fan just started wobbling out of nowhere like that. So I'm trying to go through my closet. I'm trying to do a little bit here and a little bit there. Like I tried on a couple shirts earlier, and I like put this jacket that I had. I don't even remember where I got this jacket. I got this jacket and I put it. I was like, I'll never wear this jacket again. It's nothing like I would ever wear. And I like put it in a donation. So I have a bag for donation. And then like this other jacket that's like, oh, it's actually like a tracksuit jacket from like Adidas, but it's blue and burgundy. I bought it like at the thrift store. And I thought it'd be cute with like in the fall with like a jean jacket or something and a t-shirt. It fits me now. Tight, but it fits me. So I put it to wash it because a lot of these clothes have been hanging in there now for so many years. So they're kind of like, I was like, I got to go through them because they're dusty too. They're dusty. And that'll also clear up space. And so I got to go through all this kind of stuff. Is a cardinal out there in the tree? Why am I seeing something that looks like a cardinal? Oh no, it's the stem of the branch. I thought I saw something red. So anyway, I'm doing that this weekend. And then I was going to watch like some movie. I was going to watch like the Indiana Jones movies while I was doing that. But I think I'm going to listen to the audiobook and try to get this audiobook done while I'm doing some of that. And then tonight, I'm sure Alex and he doesn't have any plans tonight. So I'm sure we will catch up on some shows. And then I don't know what I'm going to watch tonight. I think I'll watch an episode of Ozark. You guys, I just have to tell you, the hot conversation in my DMs right now is all about Ozark. I posted on my Peter Watches TV on my DMs about it, that I was really struggling with it. And like I said this yesterday, so many people were like, they totally agreed. So, I mean, if I read you the DMs, it's crazy. Like, people are like, oh, I watched 3 episodes, I was out. I watched 5 episodes, I was out. But then people were like, I watched all of it till like the last 2 episodes. It never got any better. I was like, you watched all that. And then you watched all that and then didn't wait till the very last 2 episodes. I mean, I can't even imagine, you know. But then there were so many people that were like, just hold in there for Ozark. It gets better, I promise. It gets better, it gets better. I don't know, like, and then, you know, got people telling me, like, if you're not feeling it, just stop it. So I'm going to watch another episode, and I'm going to really see how I feel about it. So I'm going to watch that tonight. Bachelor in Paradise I like to get caught up on. Alex and I have Housewives. We've got, Atlanta's on tomorrow. So we've got Orange County and Miami and RuPaul's Drag Race. That's what we've got to catch up on. I don't know which Love Island he's watching. Love Island UK 30 or something. I don't know what it is. And we need to watch the Final Destination movies. So I don't know. We'll just kind of play it by ear. I was going to walk tonight. Oh, so this is the thing. So, I lifted last night too. So lifted and I walked for like a long time. And I walked up this different route that was like a lot of hills. I think that's why I kind of like hurt a little bit today. And so I was going to walk tonight, and I was like, if it does rain, then I'll just walk in the basement on the walking pad tonight. I think, like, the more I get used to the walking pad, the more I might enjoy it. But now I'm thinking, like, maybe I just need to take a night and just relax my body. Relax my body. Okay, let's get into, I want to read some of these comments on here. On the vlog, I'm a vloggerino. Are you a vloggerino? Hey, vloggerinos, how are you? Okay, let's read some of these comments. Peter, please share your go bag list. I need to hear it. I recently finished The Walking Dead, and I'm always thinking about a go bag. Love you. I don't think I really have much on my go bag list. Let me see. Go bag. Okay, I don't have it under. What do I have it underneath? Here it is. Go bag 7325. cash, freeze-dried food, batteries. Oh my God, she's back again, poor lady. She's at the same house, she's back again. I don't have tons on my go bag list. But listen, Christy. Is Christy the one who keeps on telling me to watch The Stand or read The Stand? I'm like, or The Valley. Are you the one, The Valley? I think it's you that keeps on telling me to watch The Valley. Somebody keeps on telling me to read The Stand. When are you going to read The Stand? And somebody keeps on asking me when I'm going to watch The Valley. Well, now that I'm 20 books ahead, I got to read the Alex Cross books for this month. But then I think I might start The Institute by Stephen King. They're turning into a TV show. Do you know that? So, did you know that? So I think I'm going to maybe listen to that one next. It's 18 hours. The Stand is 47 hours on Audible, you guys. And I've had people tell me they didn't even think it was that great. That's an investment. 47 hours, okay? Okay, so somebody said, I have videos of hand feeding the squirrels where I live. The raccoons come up on the porch and one played tug of war with my neighbor over a bag of peanuts she was holding to feed the squirrels. We were both screaming at that point. The raccoons got cool hair and do not care. Okay, I'm so glad that you brought the raccoons up because I forgot to tell you this. So last night, whenever I was talking to Nikki last night on the phone, it must have been later because the raccoons, she don't come till later, okay? So I told Nikki, I said, no, but though for real, there's this raccoon that comes out to my tree. I was telling her all about it. She hadn't watched the vlog yet, so I was telling her all about it, right? And sure enough, look, here's my tree. You can see the feeder. Do you see underneath who's peeking around the side? Rita the raccoon's peeking around the side. Now look. This is her going over to the water bowl. I told you. Isn't she so sweet, though? I sent those to Nikki last night. Look at her just peeking around the side of the tree. I love her so much. By the way, in the distance, do you see my neighbor's solar lights that glow? She's got them all over her garden. They're so pretty at night. They really are so pretty at night. Okay. So anyway, I don't want to be fighting with no animals over some peanuts. Everybody's talking about the raccoons. Tanya Marie said, Tanya Marie, not Tanya Jean. This poor woman, I think she has had it with our neighborhood. She keeps on having to come back to people's houses and stuff. My mom used to use a pair of tongs and feed a raccoon that would come to her front porch. She fed it every single day. It even knocked on her screen door many times. Somebody sent me this thing last night about this raccoon. They sent me this story about this raccoon. Let me see if I can find it. Hold on a second. Somebody DM'd me on Instagram. Where's it at? Oh, shoot. Who sent it? I mean, I get so many DMs, you guys. Hold on a second. Who sent it to me? I'm going through all these DMs to see. It was about this DM that, or it was about this DM. It was about this raccoon that got caught out in the rain and was knocking on somebody's door. Did y'all hear about that? Anyway. What Marissa said? She said the storms are supposed to be now. Well, thanks, Marissa. I'm sitting in the middle of it. Because the storms look like they might not be as bad as forecasted. I don't think they're bad storms. I think they're nice summer storms. But they're, I mean, heavy thunderstorms, heavy rain. Pretty. So pretty. Oh, Marissa, you're the next comment. She said human being versus human doing. Love that, too. I love that. Leanne said, I don't want to survive a zombie apocalypse. It's not living, it's just surviving. I would be so bored. She said, I'm type 1 diabetic anyway, so I'd be in the show. Well, I think like that. We don't talk about that. Well, they do actually talk about that with books sometimes. That 1 second, 1 minute after, whatever, they talk a lot about that. Like people that have like pacemakers and things like that and diabetics and like how would you get your insulin and all that kind of stuff. I think the surviving a zombie apocalypse is what would make it so exciting, though. Do you know what I mean? Sammy said, just got Kindle Unlimited. I got it too! Oh my god, I got it too! I bought 1 book, 2 books so far on it. Well, you don't buy them, they're just for free. I don't even really know how to look up stuff. I will tell you though that a lot of people have told me, look it up on your phone or the computer, not your Kindle. And somebody said to me, an iPad is just the same as a Kindle. No, it's not. My iPad is this big, okay? It's for TV watching. The Kindle is like a book. It's different, okay? Anyway, I'll let you know. And she said, I definitely need to know what series Tanya is reading. I will find out from Tanya and I will let you know. Actually, let me text her right now. What is that book series you're reading? The people want to know. People want to know. Tanya and I have this new inside joke that I wish I could tell you, but I can't. But it's so funny. I wanted to text it to her right now, but I didn't text it to her. Okay. Adriana, hey Adriana, she's been around forever. A girl and the same profile picture. I live for that. I live when people like Renee just switched it up not too long ago. Renee has a new profile picture. I was like, oh Renee, I like that profile picture, girl. I notice things like that. Adriana has had the same profile picture since the beginning. Anyway, she said, LMAO, when Peter was telling Alex that Love Island is a dirty people show, LOL, I'm so intrigued to watch that show. I am kind of intrigued to watch it too. The problem is this. I would watch Love Island if it was on like once, maybe even twice a week. Okay, like Big Brother or something like that. It's every night, okay, except for Wednesdays and Saturdays after sun. There's no way. It's too much. It's too much. I can't do it. I can't keep up with that. Oh my god, you're running in the, oh. Now it's a delivery guy running down the street in the rain? What is going on in this neighborhood? It's crazy. Ashley, is it Ashlyn? It's Ashlyn, said, for me, Ozark is so forgettable and slow. Haha, I dropped out halfway through season 1. It was just so boring for me. Girl, I am there for, oh, is that the delivery person? Coffee and Books said, do you have little free libraries in your neighborhood? You could take some books to donate each time you walk and slowly get rid of them. Okay, we do, actually. We have one in our neighborhood, but we're told not to put any more books in it. The books are full. The HOA manages that one, and the library is full. They don't want any more books up there. Now, there are 2 other libraries that I pass on my walk. But they're just in front of houses. So I don't know if they're like, they look like kids that love to read decide they were going to do a public library. You know what I'm talking about? That kind of thing. I love it when I see it, but there's always just a bunch of kids' books in there. You know what I mean? I don't think they're looking for the the James Patterson of it all. You know what I mean? Maybe. I don't know. Stephanie said, the Don't Cry story is one of my favorites. LOL. I crack up every time. I love that story. It's so fun to think, don't cry. Pretty much roasted chickens. Shelly said, hi Peter, I don't know if you'll see this, and I normally don't comment. I love your vlogs. Hey Shelly! My pet rabbit Sheldon and I watch you every... Oh, hi Sheldon! He seems to really like your voice every morning when I feed him his salad. He thumps his foot if he doesn't hear your voice. Aw, I love that! Hope you have a happy weekend. Hope you do too. All of a sudden I was like, is it Friday? Ash, the oddball, said, I love the way that the mystery was solved. Raccoons are so cute. You got some unexpected pool buddies this summer. I saw someone comment that it could be raccoons. A vlog or 2 ago, they said that they can lift so much weight. I had no idea. I had no idea either. And that's so crazy. I don't think they're lifting a lot of weight. I think she's getting in there and just moving stuff around, and then the rocks just kind of come out. Or I don't know what's going on. Steffi said, I really believe having dogs was your emotional support. Since you don't have them, your anxiety has really hit. I agree. I think it's a huge part of it. I think it's a huge part of it. I also think the anxiety is... When we were talking the other day, he was talking a lot about OCD-related anxiety. And it's interesting that, yes, the anxiety started after Boo passed away. But you have to remember, like... I'd already like gotten rid of the rituals, and my rituals are things that have been defense mechanisms to me struggling in the past. So the fact that I don't have those anymore, I think brings on anxiety, you know? So it could, I don't know. Hernie said, hi Peter, hey! Lynn said, Eric Bana is gorgeous. He played Hector in Troy. What? I don't know that movie. Casa said, love you, Casa! Somebody said, your birds will figure out how best to land on the new feeder. Give them some time. I knew it was raccoons in the water dish. If you let them be, they'll be fine. They're not mean unless they have reason to be. She's been real sweet to me. She don't really mind me, if you want to know the truth. When I start walking down, like last night, when all the birds are coming back now to the bird feeder since the rain and stuff. When I started walking down the walkway last night, like she kind of like looked behind the tree, but the second picture is her walking back out, and I was still standing there. I mean, she does her business. I mean, she or he or whatever. Thanks for letting us have a glimpse of Peter's Wild Kingdom, and say hi to Steve and Alex. I will. Oh my God, I forgot to tell you guys. Before the raccoon, look what was in the yard yesterday. One duck, and I think it's LaDonna. I could not believe it. This was yesterday at 9 p.m. yesterday. So I must have gone, was that right after I got back from my walk? That must have been right after I got back from my walk. Oh, it was when I was talking to Tiny Jean, because I was like, oh my God, Tiny Jean, I gotta take this picture of this duck. I was talking to Tiny Jean on the phone. This duck, like, flew in. I was like, oh my God, there's a duck in the yard. I was so excited. So, there was one duck in the yard. I hope they all come back. Landroy said, watch Nancy Drew. I might look it up. Everybody recommends that every once in a while, or people recommend that every once in a while. I was late to the game of Pretty Little Liars. I did watch and enjoy the volume of episodes, but loved Original Sin. Original Sin is like watching a horror movie as a series. I followed Outer Banks since the beginning and loved it. Also took me 3 times and starting to knit while watching to enjoy Ozark. Miyamo said, raccoon pool! Oh my God, I love it. Oh, here it is. Somebody said, have you ever tried using a neck fan during your walks? I really love mine. They are for like $10. Well, I just don't want to carry a bunch of stuff while I'm walking. We need to know what the series is that Tanya is reading. Dee said all the ducks and geese have been bird napped. Someone check that serial killer van for the ducks. What if LaDonna is the one survive? What if she is the final girl duck? What if LaDonna is the final girl duck? Did you ever see a baby pigeon? I wouldn't know if I had. Amber said, hey Peter, I live right outside of Yosemite. Now I need to go watch this. Thanks for the recommendation. It's really good. It's beautifully filmed too. Lisa said, oh my God, Peter, I have totally forgotten about 200 Cigarettes. I read this last night. That was one of my favorite movies years ago. I'm going to have to. It's so good. I used to watch it too. Now I'm like, should I save it for New Year's though? You know what I mean? I'm kind of skimming through some of these, so don't be hurt if you're... Jade said, hi Peter, you're my best friend. You just don't know it. LOL, we talked throughout the day. I read this one last night too. Somebody, Ocean Breezes said, when my boyfriend hears Peter's random vlogs and questions me, I just say, don't even worry about it. I'm my own person and Peter is my best friend. Because Casa said, me too, he's my good Judy. And Gina said, no, he's my good Judy. Y'all, we aren't going to fight. We're all good Judys over here. We're not going to fight. Landman on Paramount is really good. I consider it a summer show. Season 2 will be out in November, said Emmy. Linda said Thelma Ritter and Rear Window is a walking quote. I love her so much. Oh, also, let's all chant. Let's all chant. Ooh, ooh. let's all chant. Okay, the reason I found that song, which is basically a disco song from back in the 70s, is there's a movie with Faye Dunaway called The Eyes of Laura Mars, and it's about this photographer that can see the serial killer. Whenever she looks through her camera, she sees the serial killer killing one of her friends. And that song is in a photo shoot that she does, and that's when I fell about that photo shoot. Elle Vaughn said, the fact that the citronella candle is the one thing you took from your Aunt Kathy's after she passed away had me literally laugh out loud while cutting up my veggies. Okay, so I saw this last night too. I want to make a clarification about this. Okay, so, oh my lord, it's my favorite neighbor. Where's his wife? Where's your wife today? Oh, shh. He doesn't mind. I meant the dog. He said, yes, she does. So, the day that my Aunt Kathy passed away, when Caroline called me and I went over there and our friend was over there and stuff like that, that she, like I was, you know, right next to her when we were driving over there and then I got there. That day was when I took the candle, which is when I took this. When you walked into my Aunt Kathy and Uncle Dave's condo was so cute. When you walked into it, she had like this little table outside. Caroline was like, I don't remember even how it happened. Honestly, I don't even remember how it happened. She was like, but anyway, that was the first thing I took. Later, Caroline was like, what do you want? Caroline was having this big garage sale. She was like, putting all this stuff together. She was like, what do you want? Because I'm either going to donate it. The camera stopped. How long have I been vlogging now for? Oh my God. Anyway, this is a long vlog tonight. I should put on here a very short vlog update. Oh my God, then everybody will watch it. But anyway, I took quite a few things from my Aunt Kathy's house. Caroline was like, I'm not taking this, so whatever you want, take it. I took this water kettle that I still have this stuff in the basement, but I don't know what I'm ever going to do with it. This water kettle reminded me of my Aunt Kathy, because she would always, like, if she made tea, like, she always made coffee, but if she made tea, she would, like, warm this up. And then I brought my Aunt Kathy's crock pot because it was almost brand new, and like our crock pot is old as hell. We don't hardly ever use a crock pot, but I thought that would be nice. And then like some little like things that she had. So my mom and my aunt collected these paintings. I'm trying to think of what else I took from my aunt's house. Oh, I know one thing I have. Because I asked Caroline, I was like, you don't want this? She's like, I'll never use it. I'm just going to donate it. I was like, Caroline, you could get like a lot of money for this online. She's like, I don't want it. Just take it. So my aunt's very first Louis Vuitton bag, which is just like the Speedy, the Louis Vuitton bag. Like it came out, like she got it like in the 80s. So I took that. I have that. It's like an original Louis Vuitton Speedy from like the 80s. I have that. Which I couldn't believe. I've asked her so many times. I'm like, do you want these? She's like, no. She didn't want it at all. So anyway, a lot of the clothes at the end, my aunt had beautiful suits, and they were all like in these dry cleaning things. A lot of them we gave to Alex's grandma, and then for work, Alex's mom, she took a couple of the suits that were like brand new and had the tags like some St. John suits, and just gorgeous suits that my aunt had. I'm trying to think of what else I took, but my mom and my aunt, I have like a box of stuff that I took. Every time I go down the basement, it's like over with like the Christmas and the Halloween stuff. I see it over there and I'm like, I should just get rid of that. Not the Speedy. Not the Speedy. I threw away my mom. I just bagged up these purses one day. If you've ever like had, like when my mom passed away, I just had such a hard time throwing stuff away. And there was just one day where I just like started shoving all this stuff up in the bags. I didn't even really look. And then later I was like, oh my God, like my mom, for one Mother's Day or birthday or Christmas or something, my dad he was the one that bought it for her. But it was this drawstring. It was like this big. I mean, it was like a one-of-a-kind kind of thing. Not one-of-a-kind, but like limited edition. It was this drawstring. I remember buying it at the Gucci store on Michigan Avenue in Chicago. This drawstring Gucci bag that was red and had little G's all over it. And it was like drawstring and then it went over your shoulder. My mom loved this purse and it was in perfect condition. I threw it away. I mean, I probably got it for her when I was like 12, so like 85. She had like, my mom had nice bags. I just threw them all away. Donated some of them, threw the rest of them away. And I can't believe it to this day that I did it. But anyway, I mean, it just wasn't even the right mind. I just was like, just get rid of this stuff, just get rid of this stuff. That's why I'm very conscious today about like the basement's taking me so long going through stuff, whatever. Somebody said something the other day about, like, do you think you'll ever be, it wasn't on this channel, it was on another channel, and they said, oh, it was on a Q&A that I did a Q&A, and I said questions, and they said, do you think you'll ever be inspired to even start working on the basement? I was like, do you watch my videos? The basement's done. All it just needs to be taken out there, and then we need to redo the basement. It's like, pretty much, all the memory stuff is in it. But at the memory stuff, I don't even know how much of it I want to keep, you know, at this point. Like, I got my high school notes in there. I mean, I don't even talk to some of them people no more. Do you guys want to hear a funny back and forth? Okay. So this is from one of my really good... So, okay, the Aunt Kathy story, close it out. So I did take other things. This was the thing I took, like, literally the day that my aunt passed away. I don't know why, but I just always connect that candle with her. So... There's a little bird in the wooden birdhouse. I love when I see them in there because they just sit in there and eat. Other than, like, sit on the out... I know it doesn't sound any different, but they literally, like, go inside of the birdhouse and they just sit there and they just, like, eat. So my mom and my aunt collected these paintings from this local artist called J.T. Johnson. My mom has quite a few. Now, they're mine. Now, my aunt had quite a few as well. So I said to my cousin, I said... my aunt had said something about, like, when I passed away, like... Is there anything you want? I said, yeah, this was years before she was even sick. And I said, those J.T. Johnson paintings, I want the whole collection. I probably have the biggest collection of J.T. Johnson paintings that exists, in all honesty. If anybody knows anything about art. I don't even know if anybody cares, but I would be willing to, like, donate those to a museum or something. I really would. I love them so much. I love her artistry. But I probably have... I think my dad has 4. And I think I have 16. I probably have 20 total. Because my dad has some too. Because he and my mom bought them as well. She was a local painter in Indianapolis. Well, when the appraiser came in to do stuff, like, that was the only thing she said it was any value when my mom passed away. Nothing in this house is of a value whatsoever. Except for the one thing she said. So my dad used to do these wood cuttings, and I have this wood cutting in there. It's like, so you, like, cut wood and then you print it, you know? And so I have this wood cutting of, I can't remember who it is. Some famous author or something. And I'll never forget, because you have to leave the house when the appraiser comes in so they can look through everything. And she came in and she was like, well, really nothing is of a value. These J.T. Johnson paintings are worth a little bit. But they weren't even worth that much. I mean, at the time it was like, like $400 a painting. I mean, they weren't, I mean, now I think they've gone up a little bit more, but I don't think, I mean, they're not worth a lot, but they're not worth like $10,000 or something. But she did say this one thing. She's like, I don't know who the artist is. I was so over, this woman was so rude. And just I mean, literally, like, going through drawers and stuff like that. I just was over it. And she's like, well, nothing's really of value in this house. And that's where you really realize, like, what is valuable when you go, like, when you leave. Like, you have an appraiser look at you and say, nothing in this house is valuable. And you look around and, like, everything seems valuable to you because it all has memories attached to it. You know what I mean? Like, it's the memories that make things valuable. It's not a speedy Louis Vuitton bag. You know what I mean? And what's interesting to me is, like, when I think back on that moment of taking it, like, Caroline didn't want it. I remember my aunt carrying that bag. Like, I don't know that I would ever sell that bag. It's not like I'm going to use it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know why I took it. You know what I mean? I guess just to have more shit in my basement. But anyway, I remember she said, I was so done with this appraiser. And she said, because you have to do that. Like, you know, with, like, when somebody passes away and stuff like that. So she's like, but this one painting, she's like, I don't know the artist, but it's worth quite a bit of money. I can't remember what she quoted me. She's like, if I knew who the artist was, I was like, I know who the artist is. You know who the artist is? I said, yeah, it's my father. I was like, get out of my house. Like, anyway. None of it matters anyway. You know, when you're, like, when you're at the end or when you're gone. No matter how expensive your house or your car or a bag was, none of that really matters. It's what makes you happy. It's the memories that you have with people and things like that. You know, maybe if the memory of buying something or saving up the money got you really excited, or how you felt when you wore a shirt or carried it back, maybe that's what makes you happy in that moment, you know? But it's not like, oh, I have a bag that's worth $30,000 that makes me happy. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's not to say I don't like nice things, because I do like nice things. But I don't think they've ever brought me prolonged happiness. Oh, and here we are. And it wasn't Chloe, it was Claire. And we're back full circle. This is a full circle moment. Claire said you were talking about the origins of the don't cry. So thank you, Claire. I apologize. I called you Chloe earlier in the vlog, but it was Claire. Claire, I have one thing to say to you. Don't cry. Anyway, I'm going to get off here now and get this vlog start to render. It slowed down raining a little bit. Maybe I can go for a walk before Alex gets home. Anyway, I'm going to get off here now. I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Saturday. If nobody else has told you today, I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.